Good day, everyone. Now, today we'll be dealing with the introduction to computer as per our course outlines. And the first aspect of it is the main definition of the computer. We are not going to be wasting so much time on this. So we just need to understand some concepts to get the computer. We know the computer is an electronic device. The computer is what? Just an electronic device. That is the main keyword that processes data, stores data, and it takes data through the input device, and it brings out the data, the desired information we want through the output devices. So those are what we have as a definition of the computer. You can go through the material for a better understanding. The next part we are having is characteristics of the computer. We have some basic characteristics of the computer. So the first one is the speed. The computer has so much speed, like it can carry out a lot of tasks in a very very little time. Then it has accuracy. The computer doesn't make mistake unless it is an human error, because it is what you program. It is, they call something garbage in, garbage out. It is what you ask the computer to do that is going to do for you. So when you are working with the computer, we are 100% sure, or let's say we are 99.999% sure that we are not going to have error. Then the next one is the storage capacity. Instead of storing something in your brain, I had an argument with someone that instead of storing 1,000 numbers in your brain, why not store it in your phone? Because your phone will store it conveniently. Those are the advantages, those are the characteristics of the computer, and that is going to lead us to the advantages of the computer. This is advantages of the computer system. So we can say the computers, they do what? They increase productivity. When we want to work, we look, they increase the productivity, as what we have here. That computer can automate tasks. When your tasks are being automated, your productivity is higher. Like when a message is being sent to you, you are not there to reply, but the computer has replied for you, to the extent that the computer can even close the deal for you in your absence. The next one is access to information. So for example, just like the social media, the conferencing, the message, like from the computer, the computer has made the world a global village that it now looks as if all of us, we are in almost the same place. If I want to talk with someone in Canada today, I don't need to go to Canada, I don't need to write any letter. I just have to switch on my computer, connect it to the internet, and I'm going to reach out to the person. So the next one is the storage and organization. The computer is very very organized. Imagine packing different papers together. Imagine trying to store some things on your brain, things that are not really easy, but on the computer, we just arrange it. It reduces the need for physical space. It reduces the need of physical space. That is why we have hardware and software. We are going to understand that when we get to the terminologies of the computer. So this one is talking about the automation and streamlined process. The meaning of streamlined process is that it increases the accuracy we are going to have, and it reduces human effort. And when the human is making efforts, it makes what? Potential errors as well, like what I highlighted here. Potential error, it is very easy because we are not perfect. We can say the computer is a little bit or far more perfect than us. So the creation of creativity and innovation, that is what we have also on computer. We can create something. That's why they call those things content. We are creating from, just like we are creating something that does not exist before. We are creating from our imagination. So that is the computer. Then the computer is our improved world. Let's read this together. Say they have revolutionized way we can work and communicate together. So that the way we work, everything is different from the way it's being done in the olden days. So we'll talk about the disadvantages of the computer also. This is coming from the fact that anything that has advantage will also have its disadvantages. The advantages of computer is so numerous that we don't always remember to talk about its disadvantages. But we are going to talk about it here. They say that while the computer offers numerous advantages, there are also some disadvantages that we have. The first one is health risk. When we are looking at the computer screen too much, it can give us like the strain in our eye. The medical students understand this better. Then you know that while operating a computer, we are always seated. So imagine a person that is operating a computer for like 24 hours seated. So it can cause health risk for the person. Then the dependence and addiction. When we are too dependent to this computer and technology, we might not be able to be creative with our own brains again. Imagine the AI that just revolutionized. Hey, I'm sorry. The stuff of the AI that just come out revolutionized. Okay, I get it now. Revolutionized. So imagine using AI to do everything. You will not be able to think on your own again. But there is an argument for that also, that AI is not spoiling the world. Anyway, so they say computers are dogmatic. This is one of the worst disadvantage of the computer. They are dogmatic. They don't have any intelligence of their own. We are the intelligent people operating them. So when we give them any instruction, they will just follow it blindly. The computer cannot decipher that, okay, what I want to do now is not something polite. What I want to do now is not something good. It is what you type inside your computer, garbage in, that will garbage out back. So that is the disadvantages of computer that we have. Now we want to talk about the terminologies of computer. We are expected to know some terminologies of computer as computer users and computer students. The first one is the social media, the search, the email, the display. I'm sure we know these ones. Now, out of the terminologies as well, we can talk about the hardware. It's a very, very big terminology. Hardware is what? A physical component. Hardware is anything you can touch on the computer. Anything you can lay your hands on the computer is called an hardware. So you can read the definition of this to get it perfectly. Example of hardware, we have the memory card, the hard drive, the keyboard. You know, we can touch the keyboard, you can touch the monitor, you can touch the mouse. No, when we are talking about the softwares are what is running inside the computer, like the application you are running inside the computer. We can talk about the Microsoft Word, the Microsoft Excel, the Microsoft PowerPoint. Then now the CPU. There are some terms. It's part of the terms we need to know when dealing with the computer. The CPU is seen as like the brain of the computer. It is the central processing unit of all information or data that is going in and out the computer. That is also important. We need the RAM. The RAM is acronized as the random access memory. It is the memory that works on what you are doing currently. It is just like a temporary storage for what the CPU is currently working on. We have the hard drive. Hard drive is just like your memory card. So in simple terms, hard drive is the memory card of the computer. So now we have the file. File is what? A collection of data stored on a computer. So a file can be anything. A file can be a document, just like the way we have it. A file can be an image, it can be a video, it can be a digital data, it can be something that is just something like that is like a content that has a content that has a description, that has something that is doing. So that is just the meaning of a file. So just recall almost everything a file, something that I hope you get it. So that is what we have as file. Then we have directory and folder. Folder is where you keep the file. Sometimes we have locked folder. Some folders, they put password in there. So if you go on the system, when we get to the practical aspect of this course, you are going to see the way to create folder and to create other things that looks like folder, like the compressed folder, like the zip folder and so on. So according to the definition here, we are having it as a container for organizing and storing the files. You can see it is now getting interrelated. The files coming from here like that. So that is what we have. The next one we want to talk about, I think this is the last one of the last aspect, is a fundamental component of the computer. When we're talking about the fundamental component of the computer, we can have two definitions for it. The first one is that it is the basic component of the computer. What if the computer does not have, the computer will not be able to work very well. Imagine you want to work on a computer that does not have a monitor. Is that possible? No. You want to work on a computer that does not have keyboard. It's not possible. And you want to work on a computer, can you work on a computer that does not have a CPU? That is not actually possible. So the definition of fundamentals of the computer is, these are elements that come with the architectural structure of the computer. That is, normally it is always with the computer. There is a typographic error here. So we say they are also considered as the most important components of the computer when working with the computer. That is, you might not be able to work with the computer without the fundamentals. Now we go to the peripherals of the computer. Okay, sorry. The examples of them is, the first one is the CPU. Very, very important. We have the next one as the random access memory, that is the RAM. Very, very important. We have the next one as the storage devices, that is the ROM, what we know as the ROM. If you don't have memory card in your phone, you will not be able to operate it very well. You will not even be able to. There is one difference between phone and the computer itself. On your phone, you might still be able to run some programs without the main memory card, but trust me, there is a memory that contains everything. But on your system, there is only like one memory. So if the hard drive or the hard disk is not present, the computer might not even work at all. So we have the operating system. That is the operating system you are using, like the Windows you are using or the Mac you are using, Windows 11, Windows 10, Windows XP, Windows 7, and so on. We have some inputs like the keyboard. The keyboard is also very important. The mouse is very, very important. The monitor, and at times you are going to have like the speakers and so. Now when we talk about the peripherals of the computers, those are what they don't come with the architectural properties of the computer. They come as what we are going to attach to it. Maybe we need it for a purpose. We need it for a purpose. They say the computer is going to work perfectly without them. Example of this. Can you think of one before I take it to the example? Okay, we have one as the printer. We can work on the computer without printing what we have done. The external memory, at least when we have the internal memory, we might not be needing the external memory like so much. So the next one is the internet devices like the router, the modems, the SIM you want to use on the computer. It is not actually needed as much. We just use them when they are important to us, but we can use the computer without using them. So we have the audio, we have this is peripheral for accessibility. This one is like the braille, eye tracking. This is for the people that are visually impaired, and so on. When a visually impaired person wants to use the computer, there's a way they will use it that is going to be conducive and effective for them. But we don't actually, those things that are going to plug to the computer are not part of the main core fundamentals of the computer. We have the power protection devices like the UPS. When they take the light, the full meaning of UPS is uninterruptible power supply. Good. I hope this video is not getting too long. Okay, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I would like to implore you to share this video, and also remember to hit the subscribe button for us to have a good number of views and to have to promote this new YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Do enjoy the rest of your day.